everyone tuned in. This is the Men, Church, Stuff podcast. It's the show where brothers-in-law DJ Culp and Brad Coleman talk about what it's like being Christian men in today's society. Having spent our entire lives immersed in church culture, we want to share our experiences with other men who are willing to listen. We'll talk life stuff, church stuff, man stuff, and, well, stuff. Let's get to it. Greetings, listeners here and there and everywhere, all across the land. This is the Men Church Stuff podcast. I am one of your hosts, DJ Culp, as always, here with my beloved brother-in-law, Brad Coleman. Brad, what's up, man? Tuesday.
How's it going?
I'm well. We have assessment day on campus today. So like this morning, and yes, you can judge me and our listeners can judge me, and that's okay. This morning after I took our daughters to daycare, I thought, it's just barely 7:00. I do have time to do this. So I got up on the roof and I took down our Christmas lights.
The beautiful thing is if you don't put them up, you don't have to take them down.
That's true, but if you don't put them up, you don't get to see them. So I'd rather be judged for now taking them down rather than, like, I'm not going to say be judged, but I'll say it. I have to, I guess, be judged for not putting them up. Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, so we don't have class. Yeah, right. Brad, I always judge you.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I suppose I have to say that because I don't know how many listeners know that I don't really judge you, even though I do judge you and you judge me.
It's an awful judgy episode.
It is. But yeah, man, we don't have class today, so I've been able to catch up on some stuff. So today, another listener request from Angelo. Shout out Angelo. Today is a casual episode. Useless information. So I have two just to get it out, just to kind of start out what we're talking about today, because what we're talking about today is probably gonna, in terms of topic, will probably look like a plate of spaghetti. But the first one, I used to drink, I still drink Snapple every now and then. I used to drink Jones soda. So Snapple, I always like to call it Snapple information. It's just information that nobody really cares about, but it's fun to know. So useless information fact number one here, Brad, is that a donkey's eyes are placed on its head to where it can see all 4 feet at the same time.
That must be annoying. Maybe that's why donkeys are so moody. Are I just watching my feet the whole time?
Which makes me wonder, though, can they actually see directly in front of them? I mean, if yeah. I mean, they might not be able to
step on anything. Gonna step on anything.
Yeah. The other piece of useless information comes from Jones Soda. So thank you very much, Jones Soda. I don't even know if it's still made, but if in fact it is, anytime that you open up Jones Soda, there's a nice little quip or factoid or whatever underneath the cap. And the best one I ever got was simply this: use lettuce. And what's unfortunate is that whenever I opened it, I could not, because I was not in anywhere that I could, in fact, use lettuce.
But not used lettuce, right?
Not used lettuce.
That's a totally different. That's a totally different thing.
So, I actually kind of wish that fortune cookies would give you also those kind of fortunes. Mm-hmm. Just tie your shoe. Buckle your belt. Just dumb stuff. That's more of an imperative, as like use lettuce.
So fortune cookie, one of my favorite fortune cookies, said May the rainbow always be on your shoulder. And I still have no idea what that means, but I thought
I don't know.
that was really nice. That was a really nice thing to say. So
Sharon and I have often talked about like who on earth comes up with fortune cookies? And then who comes up with the lucky numbers? I mean, do they actually use like a Chinese calendar? And are there lucky numbers
I don't
involved in the
well,
Chinese calendar? I mean,
so here's the
because I
thing.
know I know that the fortune cookies are not Chinese. I get
Oh,
that.
fortune cookies aren't Chinese, so they
They are
don't use
so
any of that.
American. Yeah. And from what I understand,
Some guy in
the
Boston
Chinese
probably,
hate the fact that they get tagged for inventing fortune cookies, which is
I was like,
not true. But
if we'd have done this, it'd have been a lot better of a cookie. Let me tell you what,
yeah,
I don't know.
no,
My
no
kids like
doubt.
them. I cannot tell you the last time I ate a fortune cookie. Not because
They're
it's sweet,
gross.
because yeah, it's like I don't want to eat cardboard. It's a little crispy.
In my opinion, the little squares that you take during communion taste better than fortune cookies.
Mm,
Like
Baptist
fortune cookies
chiclets.
are terrible. They're so
Baptist
bad.
chiclets. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah. So my kids would always like fight though over. I mean, not fight, but like hear about like, who was going to get my fortune cookie because I'd love to open it and read it, but I don't want to.
Yep.
I don't want to eat it.
Noah loves his fortune cookies. He loves eating fortune cookies. Addie enjoys it. She can't read. Zoe doesn't care, and Cher doesn't like Asian food.
Well, that's okay. Fortune cookies aren't Asian food, so
That's right. She doesn't like
we've already
Americanized
reached that.
Asian food. Yeah.
All right, so here's a fun fact I think for us.
Yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
so you'll always hear people talk about that's the best thing since sliced bread, or at least most of us have
Hmm.
heard it. Oh man, this is the best thing since sliced bread. That's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yep.
So I just want to let you know that the sliced bread machine was actually made after Betty White was born, and so sliced bread is actually the best thing since Betty White. Just in case you were wondering.
Just in case you wonder, Brad, I think you have officially rewritten an American adage.
Mm,
Sliced bread's the best thing since Betty White.
yeah.
I mean, if we do that though, then we have to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Like Betty White's the best thing since Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington's the best thing since I mean, there would be people that would argue that nobody's better than Duke Ellington.
Mm. Do you know what's better? What's the best thing since fortune cookies? From the edible sense, pretty much
I mean,
anything.
like I was about to say in my opinion, there's not much that's worse than that.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much anything.
like that list is very long, Brad.
Um, let's see some more just
um,
random information that you probably don't need to know. You probably don't care about.
right.
BP. It's a gas station. BP,
British
uh,
Petroleum.
British Petroleum, has absolutely nothing to do with bees peeing. I was very disappointed when I found that out.
BP.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
BP. It's not
It is
BP at
not, in
all.
fact, BP. Yeah, it's fuel.
Yeah, British Petroleum.
So, Brad, if you were to walk into a convenience store and you're not going to buy gas outright, right? You're going to get like a snack or something. What are you going
Mhm.
to get?
What am I going to get?
What are you going to get? Like, what's your
Um,
go-to, man?
so
The
like these
Old Faithful
pepper jack cheese tornadoes that they have
tornado. I
on
don't
the
even know what a
grill.
tornado is.
It's
Oh,
like kind of like
tornado,
a
you mean?
big, well,
I
no,
call them tornadoes. I'm
you
sorry.
call them tornado.
We have
Tornado is
we
something that
just
you worry about in Kansas. Okay, some of you worry about in Kansas. You got to
Are you sure
differentiate.
it's not pronounced tornado? I guess it could be.
I guess it depends on who you ask.
Yeah, right.
Depends on who you ask. So that would be my go-to. That and you know some coffee or unsweet tea.
Yeah.
Zebco. Zebco rods and reels, right? Are
Yeah. Uh-huh.
you're familiar? Like this
Yeah,
name brand.
absolutely.
My dad was a Zebco 33 guy. You know, that's he loved those things. You can catch anything in here with a Zebco 33.
Hmm.
Um, Zebco's original name was the Zero Hour Bomb Company. Zero. That's what
0 hour
Zebco.
bomb. Okay.
Yeah, Zero Hour Bomb Company. That's where the name Zebco comes from, and
Uh-huh.
they changed it when it caused a bit of a. My understanding is it caused a bit of a stir when they sent a like rod and reel to the White House to the president.
Oh no.
You know, now when
From the
it
0 hour bomb
from the
company.
Zero Hour Bomb Company.
You can't do that.
Yeah. So it caused quite a stir. And so, that's my understanding why they started going by Zebco.
Yeah. So when you said the president, it made me think of the White House, which made me think of the government, which made me think of the military. Like I said, it's today's episode is just sort of a plate of
Ding,
spaghetti.
ding, 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 ding.
The F-117A stealth fighter. For the listeners that are relatively new to the show, and I don't actually know how many times I've said this, but my dad served in the Air Force during Vietnam. He did not serve in Vietnam, but he did serve during. Um, he let me know, and I fact checked this, and it's true. The F-117A stealth fighter was completely top secret to the world for 12 years. And like what that makes me think is, so what does the military really have? Like because when I say it was top secret, it wasn't just top secret to the public. I mean, there are still parts of the F-117A the military will not information that they will not divulge. Um, I want to say this is correct. You cannot find a picture, a detailed picture of the cockpit because there's still stuff that's top secret. Um, but I mean, dude,
It's
that's
got
just crazy to
X-ray
me.
vision.
Yeah. So dad served in the Air Force actually back in the 70s, and he said he had a friend that worked in intelligence. Yeah, that's right. And no, excuse me, reconnaissance. And what
I
they
was like, I
did
don't have a lot
was,
of friends that have served in
yeah,
intelligence.
right, yeah, yeah. We're not, yeah. I mean, if you want to make this episode about oxymorons, we can go there too. But anyways, we he told me that back in the 70s, his friends showed him illegally, but his friends showed him a picture of like downtown Austin or Dallas or something like that. That was taken by a recon plane at I think I don't know 60,000 feet, 70,000 feet, something
Mm,
like that. And back in the 70s, now it was pixelated. You could see a man's shoelaces in the 70s.
mm,
So
that's crazy.
I'm not like opening the box of conspiracy theories, but I mean the military's got some shady
If
stuff, dude.
DJ and I are both dead next week,
Yeah, right. Yeah. We hope that
burn
you
this
enjoy the
episode.
show.
Just burn this episode,
Yeah.
pretend you never heard it.
That's right. Yeah.
Go into your life.
Yep.
All right, so back to information. This is random information. I like this one a little bit more. I don't know if you know
Okay.
the answer to this.
Hmm.
So kind of a two-part question I'll ask you. Who has
Okay.
made more Make-A-Wish Foundation visits? What celebrity than anybody else?
Like current,
Current right now
like a,
holds the record for the most
oh, dude,
granted
make a,
Make-A-Wish. Visited the most
Bon
kids.
Jovi.
Nope. John Cena.
No way.
John Cena has
Way to
done
go, John Cena. Shout out to John
six
Cena if you're listening.
six
Thank you.
hundred and fifty 650 wishes he has granted.
Dude, that's awesome.
Since yeah, so he granted his first wish in 2002, and in
Hmm.
2023 he broke 650. Now, Here's fun information. Here's the who's number two.
Number two, Dwayne Johnson.
Justin Bieber is number two.
Huh.
No pun intended, unless you want it to be intended.
Yeah, right. Justin Bieber is number
At
two.
two, no, but get this, number two at 250.
Whoa, there's a
John Cena's
400
record
visit
is
spread.
650. The
Goodness,
next
dude.
one, according to the good old internet, doesn't lie, 200,
Yeah.
250. But yeah,
Wow.
I've also been told that John Cena has refused to be the bad guy. I don't know. I don't watch wrestling, but he's refused to be the bad guy because so many kids look up to him. So he's
Good
refused to
for
play the
him.
bad guy character.
Yeah, good for him.
I hope he sticks with that because I loved Hulk Hogan, but man, Hollywood Hogan was just, I was like, what? This is garbage. Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan is a good, it's
So,
like taking Optimus Prime and trying to make him the bad guy.
yeah, right.
What
So in
narrative are you
it's
reading?
interesting when it's interesting that when you say that, I know he wasn't into wrestling, but Arnold Schwarzenegger's roles completely changed
Mhm.
whenever he appeared after he appeared in Kindergarten Cop.
Mm.
You know, because like prior to that, it was Terminator, it was Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
It was like sort of the man's man
Yeah.
type of movie actor. And when he played Kindergarten Cop, everything changed because like he was sort of like a family actor at that point. And I mean, I love Schwarzenegger's Terminator. The
Yeah.
man is so steel, but he was an awesome Kindergarten Cop. Like I thought he played
Do you
that
know
role
what
really
movie he
well.
would have completely ruined? He didn't because they wanted to cast him in this role. And by the time they got
Yep.
around to actually making the movie, he was too big of a
I
star to take it.
I do know, but I'm gonna let you say it, Brad.
Yeah. The Princess Bride.
Yep,
They
Andre the
wanted to play
Giant.
him as Fezzik instead of Andre the Giant. And that just, it wouldn't have meshed great
No,
for me.
the dynamic wouldn't have even been
Well,
similar
and
at
then
all. Yeah.
Vincini, they originally wanted Danny DeVito. And those guys play well against each
Oh,
other. But it would
yeah,
have been horrible in that movie. That would
no,
not have
Wallace Shawn is not the ball of sarcasm that Danny DeVito is.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't like that
And
that
Wallace
character
Shawn
would
was
have been
so intimidated though when he found out as they're recording that he found out that like it was supposed to be Danny DeVito,
no way.
originally.
Oh
And so he
wow.
was very
Yeah.
like yeah, very concerned about it. So I think the director took him aside at one point and was like, listen, because I guess he was trying to be kind of DeVito-ish and
Yeah,
all this.
right.
He was like, Vincini sounds just like you because you are Vincini. So
Hmm.
just and he's like that kind of took a weight off and it's
Yeah.
awesome. Inconceivable. It's
Inconceivable.
just
Well, here's
great.
something that's
That whole movie is
inconceivable,
amazing.
Brad, to continue our plate of spaghetti. Um, the piano is not tuned perfectly. So, fun fact is for listeners, if you're excuse me, a music aficionado, you'll recognize the name
I'm not.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
I
Brad may not.
recognize the name though.
Okay, cool. Brad is
If
musicy
you've
enough.
existed
So
and went through elementary school and
that's
had a
right.
music
Yeah,
class at any point,
you'll know the name Bach. So, um, in Bach's day, they actually used what was called equal temperament, and equal temperament is where like all of the distance between every single note was actually perfectly equal. The problem is that the harmonic sequence,
hmm,
the way that notes sounded when they were put together, did not actually sound they didn't sound good. It didn't sound warm. It didn't sound welcoming. They were sounds that when you put them together made it very clear we are not supposed to be together. So Bach began experimenting with detuning a piano. And if any of our listeners have ever played pieces like in piano lessons out of Bach's well-tempered clavier books, one and or two, Bach wrote those books as a way it's his thesis of saying, see, it works. That is seriously the only reason why he wrote those books, is to prove my new system works.
hmm,
Ironically, Those are two of the most famous piano books that have ever been published.
Who knew?
Who knew? But yeah, so
See,
next time you hear somebody playing the piano, just know that they are actually playing a detuned piano. The piano is in fact out of tune. It is not so out of tune that you know that it's out of tune, because I have played those before and those are very bad.
I just, and all I can think about the whole time you're talking about that was Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "I'll be back."
I'll be back. I read a joke that said Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Arnold Schwarzenegger were all hanging out, and Stallone said, "Hey guys, let's all pretend to be musicians. I'll be Mozart." Jean-Claude Van Damme said, "I'll be Beethoven," and Schwarzenegger said, "Guys, I'm not saying it."
You know
um,
what Nerf stands for? You play with Nerf guns, play with,
I didn't know.
probably
Is it an acronym?
it is.
No, I had no idea. What is it?
Yeah. Non-expandable recreational foam.
Oh, no way.
Non-expandable recreational foam. Nerf.
Dude, it's one of the coolest acronyms ever.
I mean, again, according to the internet,
Yeah.
I heard that on a
So,
guy on TikTok. And I was like, "What? No way!"
well, dude, if it's on the internet, it's true.
Yeah,
So
that's
back
what
in
Abraham Lincoln said. Abraham Lincoln, if it's on the internet, it's true.
that's what he said it. Yeah, the internet's absolutely true. When I was in high school, I read the autobiography of Nolan Ryan, and Nolan Ryan was a walk-on in high school baseball.
Hmm.
I don't remember what his inspiration to try out was, but obviously they found out real fast that he could throw hard. And in his very first game, the coach had him start. And this is straight out of the autobiography, Brad. No, this is Nolan Ryan's first two pitches in order.
Hmm.
Batter number one, he threw the ball, he pegged the kid in the head and broke his helmet or cracked his helmet.
Woo. Thank God he got a helmet on.
Yeah. Batter number two, he threw the ball, he pegged the kid in the arm and broke his arm.
Hmm.
Brad, so like you played sports longer than I did. Tell me how hard you have to throw a ball to break someone's bone. It's not bruised. It's not terrible, like muscle.
Like assuming that there is no underlying condition and this is a healthy
yeah,
kid.
right. Yeah.
Pretty hard. I mean, I don't know the exact amount of force. I know that, I've been hit pretty hard by things.
I mean, goodness.
Break my bones.
At the end of Nolan Ryan's career, and I'm not a stat junkie, but at the end of Nolan Ryan's career, he was still throwing over 100.
Mm. Which that's incredible.
And he was in his 40s, dude. Like, so yeah, there's some more. Now you know, no, like, and by the way, Nolan Ryan felt horrible. And he just didn't want to do anything anymore. Coach kept him in. And like, to be quite honest, like if you've ever played baseball before, listeners, you clearly know that whenever if there's somebody on the mound who throws fast, he's scary. B, if he throws fast and he hits people a lot, he's scarier. So I can only imagine C, batter number one doesn't have a helmet that's functional anymore. Batter number two is going to the hospital, and I'm batting cleanup.
So what you're saying is if the stormtroopers could actually hit people,
yeah,
like
right.
they would have been like the fiercest force in the universe a long time ago, far, far away. Maybe they should put them through some training. Where somebody put it like this, somebody did like an outline of like a person's head over the helmet, and like the eye holes are like really jinky. So it's like I was like, this is why they couldn't hit anything. They can't see.
They can't see.
They can't see nothing. Do you know what the most common national celebration on Earth is? A holiday supposedly shared by 65 countries on different days in each country.
Please tell me it's Talk Like a Pirate Day.
It said on an annual basis, this averages out to being celebrated somewhere on the planet once every 6 days.
Okay.
independence from the British.
So if you're in England, we are so thankful that you're listening to our show. Sorry.
Yeah. I do think we're one of the most popular, though,
I think so. Yeah,
separated
right.
from. So the British are really good at making colonies and taking over places and apparently
Yeah.
then losing them later. Guys, why can't we all be friends?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know
but
if you've
so
seen, I don't know
I
if
was
you've
listening
seen
to another
this.
podcast today
Yeah.
that was British that is British, and they were telling one of the guys on the podcast was saying across the pond they don't understand how our politics actually operate outside of watching SNL.
Hmm.
And to be quite honest, when it all boils down to it, I would almost be willing to say that's pretty accurate. Like,
Most Americans are the same.
yeah, right. That's where we get our political leanings.
Yeah. So I let that one sink in, but yeah. Funny. I always think about how many times we try to take over Canada, like early on, as the United States. And like we got our butt whooped so many times trying to like
over,
take over
over
Canada
Canada.
that we were just like, you know what, let's just be friends. Like we're that guy. Like I'm gonna beat you up. I'm
But
gonna
no,
beat
no,
you
I'm
up and
not.
take your
Yeah,
lunch money. I'm
yeah,
gonna beat
right,
you up, take
right.
your lunch money. And after that person's beat us up and took our lunch money a few times, we're going, hey, dude, you want to be friends?
Right.
Let's just be
Let's
friends.
just let's just be friends. We try to have it out. You beat
I
me
mean,
all the time.
in fairness, gets really cold up there. And I
Hmm.
mean, Canadians are known for being nice, but you got to be pretty tough to live in some of those conditions.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I
Yeah.
think we underestimate sometimes the winter of Canada.
Yep.
Oh man,
So,
it's
with coffee roasting,
yeah.
I don't know the exact amount, but between a light roast and a dark roast is about 10 seconds.
Mm.
Once you pass the 10, maybe 12-second mark, you have to throw the beans away because they're basically ash.
Mm. Do, do you know that most people don't know this? Here, I'm going to help you guys out. The lighter the roast, the more caffeine. It's not the
Yes,
darker. Most
so true.
people think it's like the darker the roast, the more the caffeine. No, no, that's
No,
the
it's the
less
opposite.
caffeine.
Yep,
So if you're going in there trying to get your extra caffeine, go for the darker roast. I just find it funny. Do you know what the most
yep.
expensive coffee is? You probably know this, right?
Yes. Well, actually, so I don't remember what animal it is, but there's an animal now that they use. I think it's the elephant now, but it used to be a different animal, and I don't remember what it is, but they use coffee beans that it has eaten and crapped.
Yep.
It like, no thanks, dude. I don't care. I don't care how awesome the coffee is. I'm out.
Yep. Gone through the digestive system, partially digested by the Indonesian palm civet, and then
Yeah.
excreted.
Oh, dude, all I gotta say is, man, you gotta be pretty desperate to drink something if that's where you're getting it.
I'm just
That's
like,
all. I mean, like,
somebody
ugh.
been without somebody had been without coffee for a long time. They couldn't get to the coffee. I mean, they were desperate. Like I need my coffee, and they're
Yeah.
going, all right, I think I can wash these off.
Yeah,
I think they
I
wash
can
it
just
off.
wash them off. Yeah.
And then apparently they were like, this is incredible. I do not
This is
know.
the best.
I do not want to know. I draw a line
Nope.
somewhere. Like
Yep.
I am country. I come from Eastern Kentucky. People eat squirrels and possums, and sometimes I hear people eat roadkill. I never done that, but
Yep.
I had an uncle who ate pickled pig's feet and pig's brains and all that stuff.
Oh, well.
I also draw the line at that. But anyway, that's my people. But like when we're talking about eating or drinking rather coffee, it went to you lost me at digestive tract.
Yes, you
I don't
did.
do ABC gum.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I don't do ABD
yeah.
coffee,
No, no,
but
no, not at all.
it is it's just crazy.
So, I don't know if I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this is still out there, but I was watching years ago. I was watching a show that it was a daytime show where they had to guess prices or whatever, like a game show type thing. And there was a car that I'd never heard of, the Bugatti Veyron. And I was like, dude, I've never heard of this thing, but it was a sharp looking car. So come to find out that the Bugatti Veyron is actually made by Volkswagen. But back in the day, this is probably about, I don't know, 14, 15 years ago. The Bugatti Veyron actually had two websites. I just so happened to click on the first one. And the first one, it had pictures of the Bugatti Veyron, but it started with this. The Bugatti Veyron is, like a luxurious sports car made by Volkswagen. And if you are reading this, you don't have enough money. You can't afford it. If you are wondering how much the car costs, you don't have enough money to buy it. And then it directed you to the other website, which was the actual, I want to go shop for one. And there are only again, I don't know if things have changed or not. Back then there were only two that you could get. One was like the economical factory, which didn't have like any upgrades. It was just bare minimum. That was like $1.3 million. The next one, which had, sound upgrades and some more bells and whistles added in, was a $3 million car. But I just love that. I loved that somebody had the right mind and the right forethinking to say we need to have like a very clear line delineated of who is interested in this vehicle. And we just need to let people know that if they even remotely want to know how much it costs, they don't have it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're worried about the cost. So here we go. This is a legend. At the Council of Nice, whatever, in AD 325.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Saint Nicholas, the Bishop of Myra, who is said to be the inspiration for Santa Claus, struck Arius the heretic for denying the eternality of Christ and triune nature of God during his speech. So, and somebody put it this way, he sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, he knows when you're a heretic, and he'll punch you in the face. Santa Claus
awesome,
will
dude.
Throw down.
Dude, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Really bad.
That's right.
Movie. I will watch that movie.
I will watch that movie. Yeah. Maybe John Cena would play Santa Claus.
Or as bad as like, hear me out. This would be in some ways be horrible, in some ways it'd be amazing. How about Mike Tyson play Santa Claus?
That's awesome. Brad, I gotta get out of here. Listeners, we love that you love our show. We thank you for enduring our casual plate of spaghetti episode. Angelo, thank you for the thought of just a useless information episode. I can certainly tell you this. Yeah, there's nothing of merit in this particular episode. Nothing of note, nothing worth remembering. But I will say this. It helps me and Brad just kind of clear our minds and enjoy hanging out with each other. Still, not that we don't.
Yeah, let me tell you here. Let me end on this. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Okay, so calm down.
Disclaimer: public service announcement.
Yeah. You know the Earth is like 71% water, right?
Uh-huh.
And that water is uncarbonated.
Okay.
So technically, the Earth is flat.
Yeah, or at least mostly flat.
71%.
71%.
I'm done. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, right. All right. So, I mean, with the useless information episode, maybe we should just end it.
Yep.
I'm going to end it in a very different way, Brad. Listeners, oh, bye-bye.